Now I welcome you back to another lesson, and in this lesson we are going to learn how to create or how to reference sheets. We are going to deal with sheet referencing. Now in our previous lessons we will be dealing with cell referencing, that anytime we want to add or send information to our Excel, it is based on the activated sheet. But there are some cases whereby the sheet that you want to send information is not activated. So how to send that information to that particular sheet is what we are going to start learning from now. Okay, so now let me show you some. Let's go to the VBA editor and let's create a new model. Okay, so the new model, let's name it sub cell referencing. I want to just show you something, the difference between the cell referencing and the sheet referencing. Okay, so now let's type this code, range, then the range should be, let's say B2 through to B10 dot value is equal to VBA training. Okay, now if you look at this code is saying that we should send VBA training to the active cell, the cell which is activated, to the range should be from B2 to B10. Okay, so now let's go to our sheet, then let's activate sheet 1. Okay, so activate sheet 1, then go back to our VBA code and let's run the code. If you run the code, you're going to see that the data or the information has been sent to the active cell, which is what? Cell sheet, active sheet, which is sheet 1. But if you look at sheet 2 and sheet 3, there's no data because it wasn't activated. Okay, now let me delete this data and then go back to our VBA, select sheet 3, then go back to our VBA, then run it again. Let's run it again and see. You see that when you run it again, now the information is on sheet 3, but sheet 1 there's no information because it is not selected again. Okay, so that is it. But there are some cases whereby you want to select a particular, or you want to send information to a particular sheet whereby that sheet is not activated. So for now you see that sheet 3 is activated. That means the information will be in sheet 3. But now we don't want the information to be in sheet 3, but rather to be in sheet 2, which is not active. That's where we are going to use the sheet reference. So with this, we are going to type this. You start with sheets dot, then the range where you want the data to be will come, then the value will be here. Okay, so now we can now run this. Let's run this and see now if, okay, let's change the naming so that we can know the difference. The naming to let's use your root string. Okay, now let's run it and see. So in the moment you run your information, we will not specify the sheet number. So the sheet where we want our sheet to be is sheet 2. So let's type sheet 2 here into bracket sheet 2. Okay, so now let's run it again. Okay, so the moment you run it, you see that the sheet 2 there's no information. The information did not come to sheet 2, even though it is activated. But because we made references to a particular sheet, that's why this one is not. Now let's go to sheet 1. Go to sheet 1, you're going to see nothing there because it wasn't selected. But if you go to sheet 2, so the information will be at sheet 2, showing that if you want to send an information to a particular sheet, you need to make the cell reference. You need to select that particular cell. Okay, so with this, the cells does not have a name. It is only having the default name for the sheet. But there are some cases whereby you have named your sheet. So let's say for instance this sheet is named, we rename it as cell underscore referencing. Okay, so it is the sheet name. Okay, so let's delete every information from here, and sorry. So let's delete everything from here, and then go to our VBA code. And now instead of 2 here, now the sheet is now having a name, so we are going to enter the sheet name. So if you look at this side here, this side will show you the sheet that you have created, sheet 1, then sheet 2 you are cell reference, and then the other sheet 3. So instead of typing sheet 2 there, you can now type what the sheet name in quotes, in quotation marks. So cell, and it is case sensitive, so take note of that. When talk with case sensitive, we're talking about when it is bracket, it is capital number or capital letters or uppercase, then you change it to lowercase, it won't work, and vice versa. And make sure if there's a space, you bring a space. If there's a underscore, an underscore, you bring the underscore. If there is no space, you don't bring space. Just take note of that. Type as you have named it from your sheet. So the sheet is self-referencing, we have named it here, and don't forget to bring your quotation marks. Okay, so now let's make sure that sheet is not active. So let's say sheet 3 is active now. So let's go to the sheet and the data and then run it. So now if you run it, let's go back to our sheet and see that the data is now there. Okay, so this is what we term as well cell referencing, so you should take note of that. Okay, we'll end here and continue another time. Bye bye.